Hello students, today we are going to start lesson number 7, metals and non-metals. It's going to be very interesting and simple to remember also, okay? Because with metals we are daily operating, non-metals also. So it's easy to understand, just you have to concentrate a little bit. So what are the three types in which the elements are generally classified? We all in earlier chapter number 6 have seen that elements are further classified into metals, non-metals and metalloids. Do you remember that? Metals, non-metals and metalloids are the three types of elements we have classified it into. Now, what are the metals and non-metals that we have seen we are handling in our everyday life? So, all the objects or material in this world are made from elements, compounds, or their mixtures. Scientists classified all the elements into three general types, which are metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Metalloids, all of us know that they have some characteristics of metal and some of the non-metal. But today we are going to consider metals first of all, along with their physical properties. What all physical properties do we observe in case of metals that we shall see? Metals we all know are gold, silver, iron, copper, aluminium, magnesium, calcium, sodium, platinum, etc. These are only a few. Metals have luster, they have a certain shine that we know. Metals are hard enough, so we are using it in many of our day-to-day activities. Wire or sheet can be made from metals, which is not possible in case of some other substances or material or elements in nature. Then metals are good conductors of heat as well as electricity. That's why our wires are also made up of metals. Copper and aluminium is used for making wires, and your utensils are made up of steel. That is a combination of certain metals, alloy. So you see, heat is generated, heat is transferred from one end to another in a utensil, in a vessel that you cook food, isn't it? So metals lose their valence electron to produce positively charged ions. That is cation. Positively charged ions are always cations and negatively charged are anions. Cations, positively charged, and ions are the ones which are negatively charged. In metals, you see, we get cations by this valence electron that is producing positively charged ions. Now, come up to the physical properties of metals and non-metals. First of all, physical state. Under ordinary temperature, metals stay in solid state. However, metals like mercury and gallium are exceptions. So mostly you see metals are in solid state. Okay. The state, if we consider, of metals and non-metals, metals are mostly in solid state, but still they are having an exception, that is mercury and gallium, which will be found in liquid state. Okay. Then when we go to a doctor, we all have seen a thermometer. That thermometer, you see, is having mercury. It's a metal, but at room temperature, it is liquid and it will rise up according to the temperature of the body of the patient, doesn't it? Now, pressure gauge to measure blood pressure is also used by doctors. During the visit to any dispensary, we can see that a gray colored liquid in a glass tube, and that is your mercury that helps in getting the temperature. Now, next physical property in metals is seen, that is luster. They have a certain shine. They do shine. Our all utensils, jewelry is made of different metals. They all have a shine. So copper vessels at your home, you have to scrub with lemon or rinse with, and then rinse with water. We find that shine or luster before and after the cleaning will be different. Light gets reflected from clean vessels or freshly cut surface of metal, and the metal looks lustrous, shining, isn't it? Third characteristic physical property will be the hardness. Metals are hard enough and we cannot cut them with the help of a knife, isn't it? So generally metals are hard and non-soft. Exceptions are still there. Sodium, potassium are soft and can be easily cut with the help of knife. So exceptions you have to remember because they are very few. In physical state, you know, mercury and gallium are found in liquid state. When we come to hardness of metals, sodium and potassium are soft enough to be cut with the help of a knife. Fourth characteristic is ductility. Ductility is the physical property of metal, where you can see that the metal can be drawn into wires. You must have seen a jeweler or a goldsmith making wires from gold and then making different articles, jewelries from that, utilizing that wire, isn't it? When a metal is pulled through a hole, its wire is formed. Simply pulling it from a small hole, then a wire will be formed after melting it, and these wires are possible from metals only because they have the property of ductility. Okay, they are ductile, means they can be drawn into wires. Wires can be made out of them. Okay, next is malleability. Double L. Malleability is the property of, again, metals only. If you take any nail and place it on a flat platform and hammer it with the help of a hammer, after some time you will see a thin sheet will be formed. When we were small, you see, coins, some 10 paisa, 20 paisa coins were available when we were small. What we used to do, near the railway tracks, between the tracks there is a gap, okay, so that when the rail is moving from it, it expands due to heat. For that purpose, there is a gap between the two rails. In that place, we used to put the coin and run away far away. And when the train used to pass by that way, after the train has gone, when we used to go back to the same location, we used to get that coin completely flat, like a sheet it has become. Okay, so this is possible with metal only, like aluminium and steel and copper. Okay, so that is the characteristics of malleability to draw metal into sheets. We can make sheets out of metals. Next, conduction of heat and electricity. Heat and electricity conduction is the best known property of metals. They are very good conductors of heat as well as electricity. That's why we are using them in different for different purposes, like conduction of electricity with the help of copper or aluminium wires. Then heat is also being transferred from one place to another. So metals are good conductors of heat, like silver, copper, and aluminium. These are the best known for conduction of heat. They are used for that purpose where heat is needed to be transferred from one place to another. Then next characteristic, the property of metal, if you want to consider, that is the density. As they are solids, we all know solids are dense. Their property of having all the molecules compactly arranged to each other, that make it more dense than liquids and gases. So density is your next property for metals. Metals have high density. Sodium, potassium, and lithium are certain exceptions there also. Okay, they will not be that dense. That's why we can cut them with a knife also. Then the density of lithium is only 0.53. So it can be easily broken down with the hand. But certain metals, we cannot break them by just pulling or more twisting and turning. Another characteristic physical property is melting and boiling points. The melting and boiling points of metals are high. Mostly they are comparatively higher. Okay. Generally, metals have high melting point and boiling points. So we can use them in our conduction of heat and electricity. Otherwise, other non-metals can even melt it down. But this will not happen with your metals because they have high melting as well as boiling point. You see, certain exceptions are still there, like mercury, gallium, sodium, and potassium. These are not going to show high melting or boiling point. They will immediately melt down on less amount of heat or start boiling. Okay. The 10th property is sonority. Now, what do you mean by sonority? Sonorous metal. You must have tinkle your plate with a spoon. You can hear a tinkling sound. Okay. So in school or in a church, you must have seen a bell. When the center portion hits the boundary line, it starts tinkling. So metals are sonorous. They create this vibration of sound that we call as the property of sonority. They produce sound on striking. Okay, this you all are doing at home also. So sonority property also you all have got it now. Now let us come on to non-metals. In non-metals you see certain examples of non-metals are like carbon, sulfur, then phosphorus. These are certain elements which are non-metals. They are brittle. When they will fall down, they will break down, and they do not have any luster. From the outlook only, we can understand that this is a non-metal, this is wood. It's a non-metal, not having any shine. It is not going to show sonority. No tinkling sound will come after striking it. Then they are brittle also. Certain non-metals are brittle like glass. If it falls down, it's going to break into pieces. That is the property of non-metal. So let us consider with relation to metals, physical properties, certain physical properties of non-metals. Now, physical state of non-metals, you see, at ordinary temperature, non-metals can be solid, liquid, or gases. It could be found in all the three states: solid, liquid, gas also. Any state they could be found. For example, hydrogen and oxygen, you know, are non-metals and they are gases. On the other hand, water, you know, is a non-metal and it is a liquid. So examples: carbon. Carbon is a non-metal and it is solid. Sulfur, solid. Phosphorus, solid. Liquids like bromine and water. And gases, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen we have in nature. All these are non-metals. Then non-metals do not have any luster. They are mostly non-lustrous. They will not shine. Okay, but they are not shining. But as usual, we have an exception. Iodine crystals will show some luster. Diamond, which is made up of carbon only, is also a non-metal and it is an exception. It shines, okay, or it reflects light. So you can understand what is the color of carbon in the form of coal. Sulfur is yellow and bromine is brown. So exceptions are there in non-metals also. Brittleness now. Non-metals will not show hardness, they are brittle. They will break on small hitting. For example, coal, if we hit with a hammer. Glass, if you hit with a hammer or make it fall down. Solid non-metals are brittle. Some non-metals are soft. Diamond is an exception. It is the hardest natural substance in nature. Diamond is the hardest substance in nature, though it is a non-metal. Then malleability and ductility. These two characteristics are not seen in non-metals. They are non-malleable, they are non-ductile. Okay, malleability, they cannot be drawn into wires, they cannot be drawn into sheets. Then about conduction of heat and electricity, non-metals are bad conductors. They are bad conductors of heat and electricity. Okay. Then about density, if we consider density, the eighth property, non-metals have low density. Metals are having high density, non-metals are having low density. So here we are going to write high density, and here we are going to write down low density. Eighth property, low density. Some are liquid, some are gases, so you can understand their molecular arrangement. So they have less density. Now melting and boiling point is also low in case of non-metals. Low boiling and melting points. On the other hand, in case of metals, it was high boiling and melting point, which is low in case of non-metals, isn't it? And finally, you see that all the physical properties are comparatively, we have studied for metals and non-metals. This list you have to make. They are non-sonorous also, 10 properties. So these 10 differences, they are not going to make any tinkling sounds that are non-sonorous. These 10 differences you have to write in the copy as your homework. Different properties or physical properties of metals and non-metals in a difference between pattern. Okay. So bye all of you. Thank you.